let's rock and roll.
Today is the day that everything changes. Look at you. You're so young, vibrant, and full of energy. So much more life ahead of you, and yet already so wise. I wonder, did you know then what I know now? That when you made this choice, it would set us on a course for a truly rich and powerful life. You wanted an edge, a little extra flexibility, faster recovery from those spontaneous adventures, feeling good, clear mind, confidence, and abundant energy to embrace everything you set your sights on. Yes, including him. Your commitment to wellness gave me the hope I have today. Motherhood changes your world. Some days things may feel a little upside down. Oof. The juggle is so real. But mostly, you hold it all together with ease and grace, keeping up with the kids, crushing it at work. Every room you walk into feels more alive. And because of her, you have a new reason to recommit to yourself. Your healthy habits become the legacy you hand down. In all the years to come, you're still full of energy. You still have an edge. Yes, your body changes, but mostly in ways that you love. You still go on spontaneous adventures. You can still keep up with the kids. And you still embrace everything life has to offer. Because of this day, and your commitment to every day since, to move with intention, to eat well, to laugh often, to stay centered, to teach by example, to reach for every advantage. Every day you made a commitment to me, your future self. So I just want to say thank you for the choice you make today to live your most powerful life.
All right. Well, hello. I just want to see everyone's faces before we get started. Let me expand. We have a real nice big group on tonight. Wow, you guys, it is so good to see your faces. If you can put your cameras on for us tonight. It's been a while since we had this many of you together in the room all together. And we are so excited to share this class with you. And let me say something bold. I've actually never said this before a class before, and I've been teaching for a long time. This class is going to change your life. Okay? So let's just dive in. And I want you to be open to what you are learning tonight, and I want you to think about what this moment in your life means for you and your future you. How many of you have, I don't know if you've seen that video we just showed before. I've watched it maybe 9 or 10 times. And I get goosebumps every time I listen to it, because we have an opportunity right now to really hit the pause button in life. We have all come through something pretty interesting in the last few years, haven't we? And this is a really great opportunity for us to make a new decision for our future. And what you're going to learn tonight is going to be your opportunity to equip yourself with tools and with this beautiful community to help you in doing that. So if we haven't met before, I'm Ange Peters. Hello. And I taught an oil class years ago, and one thing led to another, and here we are. And I'm really excited to take you through this content tonight. I have a personal relationship with a lot of the content that I'm sharing with you. I was able to be part of the pilot working with these products over the summer, and I've been using the products I'm sharing with you tonight for the last 3 months. And so much in my life has changed in just 3 months. And I'm not going to be sharing too much about my own story tonight because I have so much to get into, but I am going to be inviting a few girls on tonight who have had their products for a few weeks now and have had some cool experiences. There are testimonials just pouring in, you guys. And what we want this to be for you is the start of your next level in your personal journey, in your wellness. I'm honored to have Robin on with me tonight. There's Robin there. I don't know if you guys can see her there. She's going to be helping run the classroom tonight. We actually have most of our senior wellness advocates on tonight who are going to be helping in the chat. And because we have so much content to go into, we're not going to have time at the end for Q&A, but you're welcome to use the chat box to ask questions as we go. And we have so many helpful people in the room that will help answer your questions. So with that, let me hop over to our screen share, and then we'll come back and see each other face to face before we wrap up. Okay, so tonight's class is a specialized topic. I'm sure you all know that. Let me just switch over to presentation mode here. So we're talking tonight specifically about our new MetaPWR line of products. We're not going to be going into too much essential oil education. We certainly have lots of other opportunities for you to do that. But I think most of you here tonight are already part of our essential oil community. I know we do have some new faces here, so welcome if this is your very first time in our classroom. And there we are there. You can find our Instagram handles if you want to connect with us after class at all. We also have a class notes package. I hope you had the opportunity to print just some nice simple sheets for class tonight. There's 3 pages where you can take notes on the specific products we're going to be going through, and just an extra notes page because there will be a lot of information dropped on you tonight. I guarantee you're going to learn something really cool that's going to change your life tonight. Robin's going to pop into the chat box the link to the notes. If you want to be an A+ student and fire those over to the printer right now, you can do that. We're also at the end of class going to give away 5 MetaPWR experience kits. Not full kits, but just enough to give you 3 to 5 days worth of an incredible experience with the products. So you're going to want to be listening really well. We're going to have some, I think we're doing 5 giveaways. We're going to have 5 trivia questions. So be taking notes as we go. So what we're really here for tonight is to explore this idea of living our most powerful life, regardless of our age, regardless of our stage in life. We want to be looking at why now? Why do we need this metabolic health awakening that you may have been hearing some of us talking about over the last few weeks since we were learning together at convention? You're going to learn about the relationship between your health span, your biological age, and your metabolic health, because they're all interconnected. And then we're obviously going to teach you in depth about the new products that have launched, these tools that we have that will help you slow the signs of biological aging, put more power in your hands, and more life in your years. If you are here for this topic, this is going to be a great class for you. All right, let's do just a real quick look at how we even got here. So this is probably not a new graphic to most of you here. We've been teaching this lifestyle of wellness as a team for almost 10 years. We have about 80,000 members of our community all over the world. This is where we've always started, right? Is talking about the foundation that builds health. So over 10 years ago, when doTERRA started, a revolution really began because they met a need that existed for people that wanted to take charge of their health and well-being in a way that they weren't being presented. Okay, so we obviously have the medical institutions, the medical system that exists and we are so grateful for it, right? But in many situations, there are opportunities where we can take our health back into our own hands and at least explore natural ways first. And that's where doTERRA really met that need. So we teach lifestyle change through this foundation. And we have this ecosystem of products. Many of you have a favorite essential oil or a really life-changing story with a certain oil, something that met a real pain point for you when you first started doTERRA. So we have all these tools to support us. And when you look at this lifestyle of wellness, it's kind of like Jenga, right? If you think about how important that foundation is. So nutrition and digestion, movement and metabolism, resting and managing stress. The greater that we take care of these lower foundations, the less wobbly we feel, the less we need to worry in these upper levels. Each level works together and the wellness builds in a compounding way. So what we are specifically looking at in this class tonight is mostly on level 2, specifically around metabolism. Obviously, nutrition and digestion come in here. That's always going to be one of the most important things you can do to support your health. And we have all of these solutions already in doTERRA. And the reason I love this conversation we're going to have tonight is because we do in this community have a unique opportunity to really shift things. I want you to think about the average person coming into this lifestyle, looking to make changes. They're looking at reducing toxic load, right? That's usually one of the big ones. They're looking at ways to manage their stress better. And often when you're first starting in doTERRA, I'm sure a lot of you felt this way, there were so many things you wanted to change, right? You just didn't know what to focus on first. Maybe you felt a little overwhelmed. But what you did was you focused on that one area and you let this ripple effect start in your life. And before you knew, you were reaching for tools all throughout the day and feeling very supported as a whole person. And now you have this new product line that we've launched that allows you to go deep into supporting your metabolic health and have higher than average results when someone might be coming into this still needing to make a lot of changes, right? Now, if you are brand new to this community and this is where you start, the great thing is it's going to have this ripple effect on everything else, because what you're going to learn tonight is our metabolic health actually impacts the whole game in our body, okay? Now, Robin's going to pop a link into the chat. There is a live guide, which is our lifestyle guide that goes through all of these different realms of wellness and teaches you what tools to reach for. So you're welcome to download that. You might even want to print it. And it's just been updated as of this month. So it does have all of the new products in it. So I mentioned that metabolic health is kind of the gatekeeper of everything going on in our body. I mean, on the screen here, you can see 17 different measurable, visible, and detectable areas of our life that will let us know how our metabolic health is really doing. So when you're asking yourself whether this applies to you, it likely does, because we all have some of these indicators that might be a little bit off right now, right? And that's a sign that our metabolic health could be supported in a greater way. But the problem is actually much bigger than I think many of us realize. I know I was really shocked to hear this statistic a few months ago when I was first starting to dive into this research. Only 6.8% of the US adult population has optimal cardiometabolic health. Now, likely the same number could be applied to a country like Canada. We have very similar habits, similar health conditions. So if you break this down, if you were at a party and there was 100 people in that room, only 6 or 7 of them are actually metabolically healthy. So this research was just published in July 2022 in the Journal of American College of Cardiology. And they actually looked at 55,000 Americans. So they had quite a big sample size that they were researching and looking at various components of health, things like blood pressure, blood sugar regulation, blood cholesterol, adiposity, so overweight and obesity, the presence of cardiovascular disease, such as heart attack and stroke. And only 6.8% actually were not impacted by those 5 indicators. So just to recap what I was just showing you, these 5 indicators are usually signs that the body is heading into a state of distress. So when somebody has 3 or more of these 5, they are typically going to be on several medications, and it's getting more and more difficult for the body to keep up with just the daily demands. And this topic we're talking about tonight, while it benefits basically all of us, there are some people who do have a real true need for what these products are going to do for them, because it is literally right now at a point of shifting the the destiny they are facing because of some of these indicators they might be experiencing. Metabolic health and biological age are inseparable. So if you have ever studied anything within the aging realm, a name that may have popped up on your radar at some point is Dr. David Sinclair. I don't think there's anyone who's done more research than him on the topic of aging, and specifically how to wind back the clock. So he publishes his research and studies out of Harvard. And what they have come to find over and over again is that metabolic health and biological age they're interwebbed, which means the stronger and healthier your metabolic function, the younger you will look and feel from the inside out. So when you take control of your metabolic health, you will also slow the signs of visible aging. And this is why I'm sure you can all think of somebody right now that you know on both ends of the spectrum, somebody that you know who looks way younger than they actually are. And you've probably met someone before that looked a lot older than their age. Often what is going on inside is reflected on the outside. So by analogy, if you think of where are all my 40-year-old plus, maybe some 30s in there, you all know what a CD-ROM is, compact disc. We all listen to them, right? We all had the tower, right? Backstreet Boys. So by analogy, let's say you have a CD, okay? If you guys don't know what that is, it's something that used to play music for us. And, if you got some scratches on that CD, it would skip songs, right? And we would get out the tube of toothpaste, right? And cover that CD and get rid of all the scratches. That hack never worked for me, by the way. But anyway, if you have a CD and it's all scratched up, you can think of that as aging. So it's causing the music to skip, right? The same thing is happening in our body. We're going to talk tonight about what actually creates aging. It's actually so simple, it's almost sad. But the good news is it's quite actionable. I won't say reversible yet, but I think we could almost start to play in that category soon here with some of the results we're starting to see. So aging can really be seen as a disease, something that can be controlled and modified. And this is kind of, just let that sit for a second. We don't often talk about aging as if it's a disease, as if it's something you could actually prevent. But this is a topic that we're definitely exploring as we get into this realm. Okay, so I mentioned that scratches on a CD create aging. The scratches in your body, if we use the same analogy, are from glucose spikes. So we're going to talk about that in depth tonight. What's happening when our glucose is constantly spiking and dropping. And for most of us, this is happening all throughout the day, and that's creating wear and tear in the body. And essentially, when that's happening, we tend to look older on the outside. Our metabolic health determines health span and lifespan, and these aren't the same thing. So the expected lifespan for most that are currently beyond the age of 30 is around 83 years of age. Children born after 2007, they are predicted to live to be about 100. However, the question is, what will their quality of life be? Because while medical advances have allowed us to live longer, it's often not with this quality of life that we wish to have. The average person currently experiences 8 to 15 years in miserable health condition before they pass on. This is preventable, okay? And what we do today, regardless of our age, regardless of our current state of health, is going to make a difference. And that's what we're here in this conversation for. So what's happening as we age? So typically, the hallmarks of aging begin around the age of 25. There's two things you're going to learn about tonight that both coincidentally start to drop right around the age of 25, okay? And they're actually two ingredients that are in the products we're going to be talking about tonight. So you'll learn about that in a few minutes. One of them you see up on the screen here, NAD. NAD is the most important molecule in life. If you do not have NAD in your body, you are dead. It is what sustains life. Now, by the time you're 50, your body is producing half the amount of NAD you had when you were in your 20s. So it's a very important molecule for metabolic function, for keeping the integrity of our DNA and our cell structure. Our cells use it to produce energy and to activate proteins that support a healthy DNA. So this is an acronym that you're going to hear a few times tonight, and I want it to stand out to you because when we get into one of the products, you're going to learn why it's in there. Now, there are 4 obstacles when it comes to metabolic health: maturing fat cells, blood sugar spikes, cellular integrity, and inferior supplementation. So what we're going to do is, as I go through the products that are launching, we're going to take them in this kind of a flow where you understand which products are targeting which obstacle, okay? So because of these 4 things, we do tend to see poor metabolic health. So let's look, first of all, at the system of products that we're talking about tonight. It is a system. They all do work together, and there are these compounding synergistic effects that occur when you're using the whole system together. But you may find that there are a few products that really stand out to you within the system that you tend to favor more than the others. So the MetaPWR system, and I'm sure many of you have seen this kit. You've probably seen a lot of people talking about the products online. We've been sharing quite a bit over the last few weeks. So first, if we look at the name MetaPWR, it's funny because I've had several people message me this week saying, oh, why did they have to call it Meta? Because everyone has such a with Facebook and Meta and the metaverse. And I said, well, we're taking that word back. That's what we do. And actually, it was ours before Facebook's. So, Meta for a long time has stood for metabolic. It also is short form for most effective tactics available. It's been a word before Facebook took it. So we're taking it back. But I like this other definition for it. It is also defined as being self-aware or seeing things from a higher perspective. So the meta is obviously in this line referring to metabolic. Power, PWR, stands for personal wellness realized. This is something I can't say with enough excitement about this system. Everybody here in this room, when you get these products in and you start working with them, you're all going to have different experiences. And I love that about this, because this is not the type of system, while there are a lot of people releasing weight, it's not a weight loss system, okay? And while there are a lot of people having deeper sleep, it's not a sleep support system. While there's lots of people having amazing success stories with their skin, it's not a skincare system. It's a very individualized system based on what your personal needs are. So that makes this a really unique product line, because you're all going to have different next level experiences in your health. And something I've been saying lately is it's often overwhelming when we get started in any kind of health goal, right? The nice thing with this system is it will kind of decide for you if you're not sure what to focus on. So you're going to suddenly start noticing, wow, I'm sleeping a lot better. I didn't know that I actually wasn't sleeping good. Because often we don't know how great our body is designed to feel, right? Sometimes we're living in a state for so long that it just becomes our new normal. And until we actually start to experience this higher level and be able to compare it, we don't realize how we were feeling. And that's what's going to happen for each of you. So let's go through. I just want to name off the different products. We'll be spending time looking at each one in just a moment, but this is a smart supplementation system. Okay, so it does all work together. They all do different things to kind of share the workload of supporting your metabolic health. So this system equips you to have that greater metabolic flexibility. And what metabolic flexibility basically means is you get to a point where you're able to manage better. Let's say you're somebody right now who's really sensitive to sugar. And, when you eat it throws you into this almost like catastrophic state of cravings, and you can't stop eating it. When you're metabolically flexible, you're able to actually integrate things. You could have a couple of bites of cake, for example, and not feel like you need to devour the whole thing. your body's able to really adapt and it feels more equipped. So this system also balances blood sugar. That's a really big part of our focus tonight. And then therefore slows the signs of biological aging and actually starts to turn back that clock. Exceptional care, you guys, has gone into these product formulations. There's truly nothing on the market like what you're learning about tonight. Even when we get into some of the specific products like the collagen, there's nothing out there like it. So let's again come back to those 4 metabolic health obstacles and tackle each product as it fits into solving those obstacles. So obstacle number 1 is maturing fat cells. So let's really quickly look at what's happening in the body when we're losing or gaining weight. When we lose weight, we don't actually reduce the number of fat cells in our body. In fact, you pretty much have the same amount of fat cells as you do when you're born, right through to when you die. Fat cells do die over time through a process called apoptosis, but you replace those. So the body is always keeping this kind of set number. But when you lose weight, you simply burn the stored fat within each cell, and it causes those fat cells to become smaller. So restricting fat cell growth makes the biggest difference to your body fat percentage. Fat cells grow when they retain droplets of fatty acids, usually from the overconsumption of food. So you can see on the slide here, we have a picture of balloons. The quantity of the balloons does not change here, but the volume within each balloon is what's changing, and that therefore is what changes someone's body fat percentage, okay? So one of the products we're going to talk about right now is going to equip you with a way of slowing the growth of your fat cells. And that product is our MetaPWR blend. This oil blend is in every product we're going to go through tonight. It is kind of the superstar of this product line, and yet it is actually just so simple. So this blend, it comes in a couple of different products. I'm going to just itemize here for you, but it's a unique blend of grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon bark. How many of you have used the oil blend Slim and Sassy before? Okay. So Slim and Sassy had these same 5 oils in it, but what doTERRA did was they started running that blend through lots and lots and lots of research and tried to create the perfect outcome in terms of what impacted the fat maturation, the fat storage in the body. And what they learned, even though Slim and Sassy was doing a good job, what they learned was if they increased the grapefruit and the lemon and shifted down the peppermint and the ginger a little bit, they got 30% more impact in their research. So this blend is not only optimized to create the effects that they wanted to have in the body, but it also tastes, in my opinion, way better than Slim and Sassy. So if you were used to adding that to your water, maybe you got a little bit of a bite with it, right? Because it had like that cinnamon, the peppermint. It was a little bit intense sometimes, right? This is really mild compared to that. It's actually quite refreshing. And so I just want to share with you, on our team, we're running a pilot program right now called META30, which you'll learn about at the end of the session tonight. We're going to be running that for our entire community November 1st. But we're running a pilot group through that right now. And I'm hearing so many people talk about how much they love the taste of this blend in their water. They're drinking more water. It's helping curb cravings. It's helping to keep them feeling satisfied between meals. It's quite a powerhouse. So it does inhibit fat cell maturation. It helps maintain fat cells at their smallest size. I mentioned curbing cravings. This is a metabolic hack right here, is just simply adding this oil to water whenever you're craving sugar, and just watch what happens. It works very quickly, and it just helps support overall metabolic health. So it just keeps the body nice and hydrated, keeps everything moving. I want to encourage you to focus on half your body weight in ounces of water. So let's look at the oil first. So this is a 15 ml oil blend. And all you're going to look at doing is adding 2 drops to every 20 ounces of water throughout the day in between meals. So hydration is really important as your body integrates this system of products. And you want to ensure that your body's detoxing out of the cells. So keeping your body well hydrated and helping shuttle those toxins out is really key, especially when you're first starting with the system. The second product that works the oil in is the gum. So this is really great to chew for a few minutes when you're eating on the go. I love to pop it if I'm out and after lunch. It's great to clean the teeth. And again, this is something you can take in between meals to stop if you have a craving and you normally be reaching for a coffee and something sweet. The gum works really well. It has approximately 1 drop of the oil blend in there. And then we have beadlets. So I don't know how many of you have tried our beadlets before. We have currently we have peppermint, we have On Guard. We just launched the new Supermint. And these are so great to pop anytime you need to just exit that craving loop. They have just about a 1/4 drop of oil in them. So again, it's just nice to pop them in the mouth. They freshen your breath and they give you that little exposure to the blend. The last product that has this blend in it is our soft gels. So the soft gels just have the oil blend in them. They have about 2 drops of the MetaPWR in there. And these are just nice, convenient ways to help experience the benefits we talked about, like curbing your cravings, inhibiting fat cell maturation. You can stack this soft gel in with other supplements too. So if you're used to taking in the morning, let's say LLV and Terrazyme and META30 Max, you can add this soft gel in, no problem. I would just say don't take this soft gel if you're taking other supplements that have oil in them, like DDR Prime. You wouldn't want to take too many oils all at the same time. So what I personally do is I take 1 in the morning and 1 at night. Some people have asked me, what's the benefit of taking that versus the beadlet or the gum? The benefit of the soft gels is they work more behind the scenes, helping to stabilize blood sugar, right? Whereas if you pop a beadlet or chew the gum, it's more experiential. So it's actually going to help more in that moment because you experience the oil, whereas the soft gel is just working its way through your system. Now, I do have a tip for you with that. Either order 2 bottles of the MetaPWR so you can have 1 in your bathroom and 1 in your kitchen, or just grab an empty bottle and divide your full bottle into 2 bottles. So you can keep 1 in the bathroom and 1 in the kitchen. The reason for this is a great blend to put on a body brush to do dry skin brushing. You can just add a couple drops to it, work from your feet up towards your heart. I also love the feeling of this in our body lotion. I don't know if you guys have tried this. It feels so invigorating. So you can just add a couple drops to your hand with lotion, or you can make your own, full-size bottle of Meta lotion. And that's really great to put on when you get out of the shower. Okay, the second obstacle we're looking to address is blood sugar spikes. So this is something we're going to talk about with a few products right now. If you think about your system and you think in the same way you would a car, imagine you're driving your car and you're constantly slamming your foot onto the accelerator and then slamming the brakes. What's that going to do to your car over time, right? It's going to wear it down. Anybody who owns a very expensive car is probably really mindful. They don't want to be creating all this wear and tear on that car. So if you look at your body the same way, every time our blood sugar spikes, which is typically going to happen for most people after a large meal, your blood sugar spikes way up. And let us know in the chat if you have ever worn a glucose monitor. Anyone who's worn a continuous glucose monitor, a CGM, you're very familiar with what is spiking your blood sugar throughout the day. So typically your largest meal is going to do that. And then it'll dip way down in between meals. So if you wait too long to eat, and I'm sure we've all felt what that feels like at times, right? To feel a little lightheaded, dizzy. So when our blood sugar is doing that all day long, we are creating wear and tear, therefore aging in the body. So we now have a product, and this is a really big deal product we're about to talk about, that helps us slow down and smooth out the spikes and dips. So we want to hop off that glucose roller coaster, right? And the way we're going to do that is with our Metabolic Assist. So this is a glucose stabilizer supplement. It's a natural supplement formulated to help smooth out the curves in normal blood range blood sugar around meal times. So this helps to decrease the harmful effects of post-meal glucose spikes. So Let me explain what's happening with this. When you take this before your largest meal, it's actually helping to turn your fast burning carbs into slow carbs. So it's reducing the mealtime blood glucose spikes. So what you can experience here is having a much more stabilized feeling in your body, which means less energy crashes. You feel more stable throughout the day. The two main ingredients in this supplement are mulberry and berberine. So mulberry has been shown to reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by 42% when it's taken before a meal. It slows down what you're eating so that your body can metabolize it differently. Then we have berberine. So you may have heard of metformin. Maybe some of you are on metformin. It is a diabetes drug. Berberine is the natural form of metformin. It makes the body more sensitive to insulin. Okay, so it's helping to control our blood sugars. It helps to lower cholesterol. And then we also have our MetaPWR essential oil blend in here too. So here's the key thing with this supplement. You want to be taking it before you eat your largest meal. So one of the trickier parts with this is remembering to take it. So we suggest you have it out in your meal prep area so that you, when you're prepping dinner, you remember to take it before you're going to sit and have that big meal. Now, if you forget, I did want to show you this. A friend of mine wears a CGM, and she actually the other day forgot to take it before dinner. What she saw, and I don't know if you can see this too clearly because it's a little bit small on the screen, but after she was eating, her blood sugar was rising, and then she took the assist, and this was again after her meal. And what she literally saw happen within a few minutes was it blunted the spike. So even though her blood sugar was on the rise, it helped to blunt that so that it started to come back down again. So all is not lost if you forget, but it is more ideal to take it before your largest meal. Now, it's going to help with your cravings. It's going to help because your blood sugar is going to feel more stable throughout the day. But I do want to also speak to how to help in the moment when you are craving sugar, and just come back to our MetaPWR blend for a moment. So taking assist is going to impact what you're reaching for. The collagen we're going to talk about in just a moment will also do that. And this is something in our pilot program. A lot of people have been saying they've been noticing that their cravings have really changed, even within just a week. They can't believe that they don't have the same cravings they did. So again, it's not just one product doing that, but I do want to give you an approach for if this is something you're looking to, if you're looking to break up with sugar, this is a good approach. So again, I mentioned this a few minutes ago, that 20-ounce glass of water with a couple drops of MetaPWR in it. Have that right away, because often when we think we're hungry and we're reaching for something that we don't really want to be having, we're actually thirsty. So drinking water with MetaPWR will not only help with that, it'll help curb that hunger a little bit, but it's also going to help prevent fat accumulation. And then if you still have a craving, just reach for a beadlet or chew a piece of gum and see if it dissipates. Often it will, especially if your body is nourished and you're just reaching for something habitually. If you are still craving sugar, then I would say go reach for something that has some fat in it first. Get some fat into your system and then see if you are still reaching for that sugar afterwards. If you're looking to really cut sugar, refined sugar too, I should be specific here. I'm not talking about natural sugars that come in the form of fruit, for example, but refined sugar. The goal of being metabolically flexible is to be able to handle those treats efficiently when you have them. So what you might want to do is cut sugar out completely. And then after you don't feel like you have that unhealthy relationship with it, you bring it back in and you notice that your body responds differently to it. Now, with the Assist product, there's a lot of research that has been done and is continuing to happen because this is really a game changer, you guys. This is a big deal supplement. So if you want to grab your phones for a second, and actually, Robin, I think I have the link we can drop into the chat as well. You can scan that QR code. This is going to bring up a training course. It's totally free. And part of in this training course, you're going to learn clinical research that's been happening on the Assist product specifically. So it'd be good for you to have a look at that, especially if you're coming into this with questions specific to yourself or somebody that might be struggling with something chronic right now and is looking to integrate this. This is probably going to be a common question people have. For example, if they have type 1 or type 2 diabetes, always talk with your doctor first. I'm going to give you a link to all of the product info pages in just a few minutes. And what I would say is take the product info page in with your doctor or even to a pharmacist and have them just have a look at the ingredients. You may know more than them about this supplement, but it's always good to just run it by them and see if anything comes up in their database regarding contraindications with any medication you're on. But I will say, one of the other resources I'm going to share with you, where do I have that? Well, coming up here somewhere, is the testimonials group. We have about 5,000 people in there, and I would encourage you to hop in there and search by keyword. So let's say you're somebody who has type 2 diabetes, and you're wondering if anyone has been integrating this and what their results have been. You'll find a lot of similar situations in that testimonial group because there's so many people that are trying different things with these products. Okay, the third obstacle that we face is cellular integrity. So there are two things that greatly influence this, and that's collagen and NAD. And both, unfortunately, decline after the age of 25. So these are the two things that really start to illustrate aging in the body as they're on the decline. So collagen, many of you have heard of it. Many of you have used a form of collagen, right? It's the most abundant protein in our body. We have over 28 types of collagen in our body, forming a key component of our connective tissue. It gives our skin that elasticity and firmness. So kids, babies, they have tons of collagen. That's why their little baby bums are so cute. Their skin looks so good. They have an abundant supply of not only collagen, but NAD. So NAD is that vital molecule we talked about a few minutes ago, and it supports the integrity of our cells. Research has shown that supplementing with NMN helps increase NAD. Okay, NMN, like M&Ms, but opposite, helps increase NAD. I'll say this about NAD. Some of you may have heard of, like Justin Bieber, for example. He recently was talking about how he takes NAD injections to help with his addiction. It is a very common practice in certain circles to inject NAD into the body. It's also very, very, very expensive. And the molecular size of NAD is so large that to just inject it into the body doesn't quite absorb and work with that as well as what we're about to talk about here. If you can drop NAD down a level in molecular size, you now have NMN. Okay, so I don't want to get you too overwhelmed with acronyms, but what we're going to focus on right now is NMN because it creates NAD in the body. Not only that, we're going to talk about collagen. Both of these things are in our new collagen product. Now, there are a lot of misunderstandings about collagen. So I want to spend a little extra time on this here and have a look at what makes what doTERRA is launching so unique in the marketplace. There's honestly nothing like what you're about to learn about. So let's go through what makes doTERRA's collagen product unique. And it's much more than collagen, but just for simplicity, we'll just call it collagen. So the first thing that makes it unique is it's 12 times more bioavailable. So doTERRA's collagen is hydrolyzed tripeptides, which means they are the form of collagen that's more broken down than the typical collagen you'll find at the health food store, which is peptides. Okay, so let's say you're used to using a collagen that has 20 plus grams of protein in it. That's the label's telling you. You feel like it's a good choice because you've been told you need to get 20 grams of protein per serving. That is likely a collagen peptide product. Now, these are large proteins that your body must break down first into tripeptides. What happens in that process is the body starts sending the different chains off to various parts of the body and it's not necessarily used in the way you want it to be used. So let's say you're buying this collagen peptide product from the health food store because you want glowing skin. When your body has to break down those larger peptides into tripeptides, it's shooting off those peptides into various functions in the body. There might not be any of that going towards your skin. So doTERRA's is a hydrolyzed tripeptide. This means it is 12 times more bioavailable, or 12 times more absorbed in the body than a typical collagen peptide. Okay. These tripeptides do very specific jobs. So they're very focused on what they want to do in your body, because they don't have to go through any other fancy footwork to be digested and absorbed by your body, unlike the 20 grams of collagen peptide product that you might be used to. The other thing that's unique with the peptides is that ours has 9 unique collagen types. Most collagen products feature 1 or 2 collagen types. Ours has 9. Keep in mind the body has 28 types of collagen that it likes to use for many different purposes. So it's really important that we supplement with a product that has a wide range of diverse collagen types so that we're covering this wide range of needs. So our collagen is marine collagen. It's sourced sustainably. It's harvested cold water marine fish from Italy. And you can see the 9 different types of collagen on the screen there. But basically, when you combine the fact that this has 9 different types, and it's in its hydrolyzed tripeptide form, now you have a product that is actually going in and doing what you're hoping it's going to do, because it's very targeted. It doesn't need to be digested further by the body. That's already happened. Okay, so even though the grams on our collagen product will say 3 grams of protein, the availability to the body is more like 36 grams of protein in comparison with a product that is just a peptide version and has to keep getting broken down before it can be used. Does that make sense? So when you have something that's just really concentrated and specific, it's getting absorbed a lot better by the body. Now, the third thing that's unique is our collagen is activated by us when we decide to use it. And I actually love that doTERRA did it this way. There's a lot of different, there's a lot of different liquid collagens out there. And I'll explain why that could be problematic. Most people are familiar with powdered collagen, which we just went through, which is typically going to be peptides, not as digestible. The fact that we get to activate this right when we want to use it is really special, because it means it doesn't need to have any emulsifiers in it or stabilizers. We mix it with water, cool water, right before we're about to consume it. Unlike a product that's already in liquid form, which means it's either coming in a base of fruit juice. I kid you not, a lot of the liquid collagens out there, people love them because they taste so good. They have fruit juice in them. So that's very counterproductive when our goals are to actually reduce the amount of glucose spiking in the body if we're adding glucose into a product, right? Or you might have a product that's in a base of water. So this is going to be part of the reason that many of the other liquid collagens out there are almost double the price of doTERRA's, because you're actually paying for them to ship you water with your collagen. So this is coming to you in dry powder form. You activate it, and I'll share with you my favorite way to make it in just a moment. But I want to show you guys the full range of ingredients that is in doTERRA's collagen. If you were to actually go out and purchase all of these things as supplements to take to give to your body each day, doTERRA's collagen would cost you about $315 just for all of these things. Some of these things, many of you are used to buying, like liposomal vitamin C, resveratrol, hyaluronic acid. Maybe you're not ingesting that. It's probably in a lot of your skincare products that you would find at Sephora, for example. So when you look at all these things, and I'll just read them off. I won't go into great detail on all of them, but I just want to really emphasize that this is so much more than a collagen. This is such a stacked ingredient deck. When you look at all of these different things, I will not go a day without having this product now because it is like my insurance policy. It has so many good things in it. I've actually come to look forward to making it. I'm going to give you my preferred recipe for making it in the next slide. But we have the marine collagen, which we already went over. This is obviously the bigger draw for people looking at using this. We have red orange fruit extract, which is antioxidant. We have NMN, which is going to help create NAD in the body. We also do have a small amount of a stable form of NAD. So you'll notice when you make up the drink, there are some little green specks in the drink. How many of you have noticed that? What that is chlorophyll. The chlorophyll is there to stabilize the NAD because it's a very unstable molecule. It's very hard to introduce to the body unless it's, again, in a very stable form, protected, but also not activated too early. And then we have hyaluronic acid. That's what's going to create healthy, supple looking skin. We have resveratrol, which also works together to help increase NAD in the body. So here's what's also really cool. We have a small amount of NAD in this product, but the NMN working in combination with the resveratrol actually helps to create more NAD in the body. So we're not only taking it, we're actually helping create it. Then we have sea buckthorn fruit extract, rose apple fruit extract, phytoceramides, liposomal vitamin C, and biotin. This is an incredible deck, you guys. So I want to share with you my favorite way to make it. Now, when you whip this up, again, when you get it at home, it comes in little packets. You're going to add it to cool water or room temperature water, never hot water, never hot coffee. I wouldn't even be adding this into smoothies or anything that has a lot of other competing things going on, because this is such a pure product. Okay. So you want to give it to your body, ideally on an empty stomach. So most people are having it in the morning instead of their morning coffee, or they're having it in the afternoon, kind of in between breakfast and lunch. I personally like to use this in the morning to stretch my fasting window a little bit before I have lunch. So you can decide when you're taking it. But what I love to do is I fill a glass with about 12 to 16 ounces of cold water. I like it cold. And then I squeeze half of a lemon in there. And I sometimes will add a drop of tangerine or lime. And I use a little hand frother mixer. You don't have to, but it just helps it mix a little bit better. And it tastes, in my opinion, it tastes so refreshing. It's so good. I really look forward to having it. You'll want to have this within 30 minutes of activating it. And again, you will see those little green specks, which are the chlorophyll that helps stabilize the NAD. Okay, so just to quickly recap, and this might be one you want to take a quick screenshot of before I flip to the next slide. You will see a lot of marketing out there. And I guess what I'll say about this is whenever there's a product that comes to market, like what doTERRA has done, you're going to see a lot of other companies come in and say, yeah, but, we do this, we do doTERRA, but cheaper. You always see that with essential oils, right? You're going to see that with this collagen launch because there is nothing out there like it. So what I do encourage you to do is if you're using another collagen, just go ahead and compare it. Just look at, how does it stack up? Is it peptides or is it tripeptides? Does it have only a couple collagen types, or does it have the 9, 10, 11, more like doTERRA? Just look at how it stacks up. I think price-wise, you'll be really impressed with how this one compares in the marketplace. So most other collagen companies are charging well over $100 for a 30-day supply. Collagen's a very, very hot product in the marketplace because it works. It does work. But when you have a deck like what doTERRA has done, you have these other things coming in with this synergy, you're going to see really next level results. Okay. So here are the product info pages. Robin will drop the link in the chat box for you guys. I would suggest you print these off, especially, like I said, if you're wanting to review this with your doctor. So you can take in the ingredients and just look at everything. Everything's quite natural, super clean. So, you don't have to worry on that front, but it just might be competing with different medications and such. I also wanted to put this up for you to take a screenshot, and we're going to pop a link into the chat for a simple usage guide to integrate the products. This is the number one question I'm seeing out there is, well, how do I know when to take everything and how to take it? And what I'm going to be sharing with you in a few minutes regarding our META30 program solves all of that for you. But this is a nice framework for just knowing when to take the products. Maybe you want to take this picture and just print it out and post it in your kitchen. The last thing I want to share regarding flowing the day, because I do get this question a lot. I wrote out for you what my personal routine is with these products. And I say personal because it's going to be different for all of us. But I like to see what other people are doing sometimes. So I thought this might be helpful for you. And then you can just kind of flex with it. Take what works for you and leave the rest. But this is now a typical day in my life. And what I love now into 3 months using these products is I have never felt better ever in my life. Like I feel better than I did when I was in my 20s. I'm the same weight as I was in my 20s now. Like I've had some really incredible experiences, small things, but really big things for me. And I think what I appreciate the most is I don't even think about certain foods anymore. I don't think about having a coffee in the afternoon. I don't think about having dark chocolate after dinner. I literally don't even think about it anymore. It's gone. It has lost its grip on me. And that is the greatest feeling in the world to me. It seems silly, but I know some of you can relate to that. To just have something that you're always like thinking about. I mean, even our food decisions, you guys, make up almost 20% of our thoughts all day long. So it's nice to just have a system and a way to flow your day that just works well and feels good in your body. So I wanted to share a few testimonials with you, and then we're going to wrap up the class with teaching you how to purchase the products. And then I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek of our program. So one thing I do want to say is there are so many testimonials pouring in about this line. And I could have shown you lots of different things on here. I do want to link you up with a testimonials Facebook group. Robin will put the link for this in the chat. Like I said, there's about 5,000 people in this group. So this is a good group to join if you want to search by specific topic. But rather than me reading certain testimonials, I wanted to invite a few of the girls on who are with us tonight who have been doing our pilot program right now. Megan, I think I'll call on you first if that's okay. And they just want to share with you real quick, like what they've been noticing, because again, everyone's different. So Megan, what's been going on for you?
Hey.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving this class. Like it's so good, so informative. Thank you, Ange. Yeah, I mean, I went to convention and was, introduced to these products and bought my kit and brought them home with me. And literally my husband and I started them the next day. So on the Monday, we got home on the Sunday, we started them on the Monday. So we are now just over 2 weeks in, pretty much 2 weeks in. And I will say, we are seeing some incredible things happening within our body. And to be honest, I do a lot when it comes to my health and wellness. I exercise, I eat right, and I'm a health junkie. And I really didn't know how I was going to react to these and how my body was going to react to the whole MetaPWR system. But I will say there's 3 big things for me. The first things I would definitely say is my cravings. And someone who travels a lot, I mean, I eat very healthy when I'm home, but when I'm away, I eat more sweets. I'm off my schedule. And then I come home and it's really hard for me to get back on track. I almost go through like this sugar withdrawal. So coming back, this was probably one of the first trips that I had been on that I came back and was able to bounce back very, very quickly. Another very interesting thing is that sipping the water and popping a beadlet or a piece of gum, I just don't even, you just like you said, you think about food. And I'm a foodie. Bill and I are foodies. You just don't think about food. You think about eating like a healthy, nutritious meal, but it's those little things. It's those little pieces of chocolate and, I need something sugary or I need something sweet. And I just don't have that. And that has been really, really cool to see because I'm always thinking about food and what I'm going to eat next. Another thing for me is sleep. I have undergone a lot of stress over the last 2 years, just with personal things and obviously with world things. And I haven't been sleeping that great. And so when you're not sleeping that great, your energy levels are going to be affected. What I have noticed in the last 2 weeks is that my sleep is so much better. Now, I don't track my sleep, so I can't give you guys like this is what my sleep was before and this is what it is after. But I will say that I'm having a more well-rested night's sleep, and I'm waking up and I'm having more energy. And that is definitely a testimonial from my husband as well. He has a lot more energy throughout the day. And then I will share this really quick story with you guys as well. I have noticed it really, not really, but I have noticed an effect on my hormones. When I started the MetaPWR system, I started it, and then 5 days later, I ended up getting my menstrual cycle. And I don't know about anyone else, but you can usually tell when you're about to get your menstrual cycle because, well, for me, I get hormonal acne on my cheeks. I will always have a little breakout. I get a little ragey, like just a little on edge. You can ask my husband about that. And I also have a lot of like my day one is very uncomfortable. I feel like I just want to curl into a ball. And on day 5, I got my menstrual cycle and I had nothing on my face, like no acne, no pimples, no breakouts. And I also was less ragey, if that's even. And then I did notice that day 1, I didn't have any pain. So I don't know if that's coincidence, but that was 5 days into taking it. And I have not experienced a menstrual cycle like that in the last several years. So I thought that was very unique and very different. And I wanted to share that with you guys. As for my husband, it's actually been really fun going through this with him together, and we're tag teaming this and reminding each other, and we're kind of sharing our like little updates with each other. So if you have a spouse that wants to do this with you, do it. It's actually a lot of fun. And Bill is not into social media at all. And it's so fun because I like literally throw him up on social media, be like, Bill, share your and he gets so mad at me, but he like, we took before and after photos and that's another thing for you guys that are going to start the system, like document, and Andrew's going to get to that in just a minute. Bill is down 4 pounds. All right. So again, for me, this was not about losing weight. Have I lost weight? I've tightened up. I feel like I'm, and again, this is not a weight loss system, but I will say, if you are looking to lose weight on this system, you will lose it because you are paying it, like you are focusing on all the things, and it just decreases those cravings, which therefore the calories aren't going in like you would normally. So Bill has been down 4 pounds, which is so awesome to see. And I can just see he's happier. He has more energy. One of the things he's noticed is more energy throughout the day. He's sleeping better at night. And again, this is only 2 weeks in. So I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, but so far I am blown away.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I love that you shared the experiences you did, because I know Robin's going to speak right now, and probably going to be a little different. I mean, everybody's going to have different ones. So Robin, share with us what you've seen.
Okay, so my perspective is a little different because I am healing from postpartum. I have 2-year-old twins, and I've had kind of a wreck on my system over the past 2 years with some iron dysfunction and dysregulation in my body and adrenal fatigue. So I've been making slow changes with a nutritionist. And then when this came out, I was like, ooh, I think this is just going to kind of like up what I'm already doing. So I take a soft gel in the morning with breakfast, and then I take the Advantage in my morning adrenal cocktail. So I'm doing something to manage the minerals in my body. I have some magnesium, sodium, potassium offs. So I do an orange squeezed with coconut water, and then I mix the Advantage in, and that's my mid-morning snack. And then I'm taking the Assist with my lunch or my dinner, depending on when I'm having potentially a little bit more carbs in that meal. And so what I've noticed in my 2 weeks is energy. It's 9:06, it's past my bedtime, but I'm still on. I noticed that when I finished my work day, I work full time. And the minute I finish at 5 p.m. and run upstairs to go into mom mode, I have the energy, like I'm not dragging my feet to go to the park. I'm not dragging my feet during bedtime. Like I have the energy to be present with my family. Cognitive function is kind of through the roof. I feel like I'm turned on in terms of the amount of things that I've been able to. I have human design generator energy, and like I feel like my generator energy is kind of on overdrive. And then skin. So because of the iron dysregulation dysfunction, I've been dealing with acne around my face, and I'm 4 days out from my period, and I haven't had the breakouts that I've had for the past 2 years. So we'll see if that continues over the next 3 months. But just those things, I'm noticing a huge difference. And so this is only 2 weeks on the product. I'm really excited to see even just what the 30 days will bring.
Oh yeah, you guys, it just makes me so excited for everybody here, because I know everybody has that one thing they want to shift, right? And I will comment what you said about 2 weeks in. I found that every 2 weeks, something would shift for me personally. I do think you need a good 3 months before you actually see the big shift happen, where you look back, you're like, wow. But both of the girls, what they shared suggests how important it is that you document your journey, have a journal, or even like the app on your phone, a notepad, something where every day you're just really noticing what's shifting, because when you look back after even a month, you'll notice that big things have actually changed for you. Okay, let's just look quickly at how we purchased the products. They went live on October the 1st. So we wanted to do this class nice and early for you guys, so you could not only learn about the products, but then have time to order them if you're planning to join us for our free community program running November 1st. So here's what you want to do. You want to message the person who invited you to this class, because they will either give you their ID number or their special link that gives you 25% off this kit. That makes this kit $179 US. It's only available from the US warehouse, okay? And with this kit, you'll also be able to purchase doTERRA at wholesale for a full year whenever you want to shop. There's no monthly minimums, but I will go over what that can look like if you want to do monthly orders. And make sure you're connected to our team so you can join us for our META30 program. So Canadians that are in the house, you'll want to order this from the US warehouse. But I'll just specify for you, the price is 6% higher in US dollars, but that's to cover any customs and duties. So you won't ever pay customs and duties, and you won't pay tax. So you'll just pay the exchange rate based on that price. Okay, so message the person that invited you. They'll give you the link. If you already have that, or their ID number, you can scan that QR code, and that'll bring you to the kit purchase screen. You'll want to purchase this kit, I want to say by October 15th, just so that you have all the products in time for our program. We start November the 1st. If you've already ordered your kit and you're good to go on that front, then hop over to our website. Robin will pop it into the chat for you, and you'll just fill in the form there to indicate that you're planning to do the program with us. And then you'll receive a welcome email and a link to our Facebook group and all of that. Now, real quick, I'll just cover off, there is the option to order monthly, and there's actually something new that's just started. When you purchase your kit for the first time, if you're just starting with doTERRA tonight, you're going to get the opportunity to set up monthly orders, and you'll actually earn 10% back in free product points off your order tonight. So this is a really nice option. If you know that you want to order the metabolic products each month, you can check those off to come each month. But you're also in complete control. So you can customize what you receive each month, and you earn points off of each order, which is super cool. So we love the rewards program. I've been using it myself the whole time I've been in doTERRA, and I have racked up so many free products over the years. It's just a no-brainer if you're planning to really adopt this lifestyle. And there's many different perks along the way based on the orders that you place and such. So I won't spend any more time talking about that, but the one thing I did want to highlight that's really cool about this metabolic launch is it unlocks reduced pricing on other things. So some of you here might be taking currently our most popular product, which is the lifelong vitality supplements. I wonder if it's going to get outed by the metabolic line. But with that purchase, you've been used to receiving discounted pricing on other supplements. You can see them on the screen here. The MetaPWR line is now going to do that as well. So when you add MetaPWR to your cart, in the following months, it will unlock reduced pricing on some of these most popular supplements that doTERRA has. So that actually drops the price when you do it that way. It drops the price of the collagen, for example, down to $2.17 per packet. So when I was running the math on that, I'm like, wow, what a cool idea to swap out the daily Starbucks and bring in this infusion of health instead for even less than what a typical Starbucks costs. That's the way my brain always works with things, right? It's like, what's the swap here? What's the upgrade opportunity? How can I maximize my results? And I just thought that was a really good way to look at it. And if you are taking Lifelong Vitality, the way that it works with this system is, again, very synergistically. They're very different, though. The MetaPWR line doesn't do anything that LLV does. So if you think about LLV as your micronutrients, and then MetaPWR helps you manage the macronutrients that you're eating, right? So LLV fills in the gaps of your diet, and then the MetaPWR helps you handle your diet, right? If that makes sense. So they work together really nicely. I think just for the sake of time, I was going to go through a couple of our other top supplements, but I'm going to just skip through these. But we have Terrazyme, we have PB Assist. Those are probably the two that you want to also be considering with this system, just to create that nice baseline of health. I wanted to let you know that the MetaPWR line launches as a system this month. And then maybe if you're listening to this as a recording down the road, these are already available to you, but these all launch as individuals starting November the 1st. Okay, so let's just finish off with a quick preview of our META30 program, and then we'll do giveaways and call it good night. So our META30 program is running November 1st to the 30th. This is just for our whole fit community. So if you are purchasing your kit through somebody on our team tonight or sometime before the 15th, you can join us for this program. You're going to have your products definitely in time. And guys, this is a super fun opportunity to walk through your 30 days of integrating the products for the first time together as a community. So like I said, we have this pilot running right now, and we have not quite 200 active people, but there's about 200 in there right now who are working their way through their 30 days, and just such cool things happening. And I can't wait to do this as a large group. So we have a Facebook group set up for you as a private group where we have got all the activity happening. And then we have a portal where you can print all of your worksheets for the program. I'll just give you a quick peek at what those look like. So I've basically designed the program to be in 2 phases. So the first 2 weeks of the month is what we call Meta Glow, where we're focused on releasing stagnation in the body and following some specific rituals throughout the day. Then we shift into MetaPWR, where we build in some strength workouts and some higher protein. We have a checklist you can follow throughout the day, because again, the main thing, especially in the first 2 weeks, is just remembering to use the products with consistency. Okay, so we want to really help you lay that foundation of health down. And these are just some quick snippets I grabbed from the program to show you how simple this integration is. So we've got these key rituals we're following each day: having the collagen, hydrating with water, and taking that assist capsule before our largest meal. Then we have some power-ups that we work in, focusing on 10,000 steps per day, dry brushing our skin, and smart supplementation if you're doing LLV and a few of the other supplements that can help fortify your health baseline. And then we have a next level approach that you could take with this. And this might be something you even explore the second month you do this, because this is the kind of program that could be repeated over and over until you achieve that like peak level of wellness in your body. So the next level doing this program would look like incorporating some intermittent fasting. So just compressing your eating window as opposed to eating all day throughout the day, cutting out all refined sugar and increasing that protein, and then adding in strength building workouts every other day. And we have a nice system in place for you in this program to connect in with us and to track your progress throughout the month. So when you start the program with us, we're going to invite you to complete a lifestyle assessment form just to really check in with yourself in all of these key areas as you begin, so that you have something to really refer back to as a baseline. And you can do photos, like Megan said. Even if you keep those just for yourself, that can be so helpful to take pictures of your body and your face, just so you can really see the differences. We have a weekly check-in form that you'll fill in, which it'll only take you 3 minutes, and it just checks in on these key areas that you're going to start seeing things move in. And that also is what counts as your entry into our giveaway throughout the program. We're going to give away 3 full MetaPWR system kits at the end. So that's your entry there. And then, of course, we have our Facebook group for you, and we will be offering you a Zoom every Sunday afternoon to connecting with us for 30 or 40 minutes, just to go through any questions or anything that's coming up for you, to connect in with the rest of the team. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to share just before we end. If you're watching this as a recording after the month of November, once the program has finished running, we're going to have this established for you as a group with everything organized so you can do it on your own time. We're also going to build out an entire texting prompt so that you can text a number and say, I'm ready to start, and it will prompt you through your 30 days. Okay, so this is going to be something that lives on. It's not just happening in November, although we would highly encourage you to purchase your kit so you can hop in with us and just feel the energy and the momentum of the group as we go along. The last thing I always mention at the end of classes, and this is literally 1 slide out of 70 tonight, is just the business that exists for you if this is something you're interested in. And all I'll say about this is we invest, I would say, 95% of our time, attention, and love into our customers and our community, and creating a nice experience for you as a customer. But we also do have this business opportunity. If you love the thought of doing what I'm doing tonight and just committing to a life of wellness and learning and teaching and helping people, then there is this business side. Or you could even just share the oils and share MetaPWR as a way to just bring in a little extra cash into your life. So there is this opportunity that exists. And I guess that's all I'll say about that. It's there for you if it's something you want to explore with the person that helps you get started in doTERRA. But we have a beautiful collaborative model on our team where we really do everything together so that it's not something you ever have to do on your own, and you can just invite to our classes. All right, we're going to end off with 5 giveaways, and then we'll say goodnight. We're coming up to, we're not too bad on time. I thought we'd go about an hour 15, hour 20. So we're right in the range. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come off screen share so I can see all of your beautiful faces. And I have 5 trivia questions. Okay. And the first person that answers the question properly in the chat wins. You can only win once, because I know some of you smarty pants are probably going to know all of the answers. So once you win, you're done. Okay, so I'm going to come back into our Zoom room. How many of you have stayed on with us the whole time? Oh, cool. We're still around 140 people in the room. So nice. Okay, are we ready for the first question? And Robin's going to keep an eye to see who answers it correctly. Okay, first question's pretty easy. I'm going to throw you a bone here. What does the PRW in MetaPWR stand for? It's 3 words. Okay, we got a winner. Looks like Glenda. Am I right, Robin? Glenda's the winner. Personal wellness realized. Good, guys. A lot of you got that one. All right, we ready for question 2? How many types of collagen are in Advantage? You guys are, how many of you thought I was going to ask that? You had your number ready. Wow. Is it Karen that got it first? We'll save the chat so we can come back and find the winners. Okay, question 3. How many minutes before a meal should you take a cyst? Oh, this is so fun. Oh, you guys are so fast. Okay, it's a range, but I think we'll give it to Valerie because she got the top of the range there. So 15 to 30 minutes. Very good. All right, question 4. I'm looking for the exact number. What percentage of Americans have optimal cardiometabolic health? Wow, you guys are really listening. It makes me feel so good as a teacher, I have to tell you. Okay, I think we've got Faye, it looks like. My goodness, you guys are fast. Okay, last question. I'm going to read it really fast. Let me scroll down. What are the green specks in the Advantage drink? Oh, looks like Sherry. Sherry. Of course, Jill's probably feeding you the answers. Jill knew the questions before. Best friend Sherry got the answer. All right, listen, this has been so much fun. I just love having such a nice big group on tonight. Really, really wonderful to see your faces. I feel so much like excitement for you to try these products for yourself. I hope you'll join us for META30. It's going to be so great. I'm loving what we're seeing happen in the pilot already. We're only a weekend. So they're continuing on till September 25th. And then a lot of the pilots getting ready to do it all over again with you guys November the 1st. So grab your kit, go over and fill our form out on that landing page to join us for the program. All right. I think we're good to go. Usually I'd stay on and do Q&A, but we have such a big group on still. I think we'll just wrap it there. So good night, everyone. And we'll see you in the group.
Just fly.